So, can you tell me why you believe you've lost this task? Breffny.
I believe we lost in the product.
So you went with the wrong product. Do you accept that, Aoiffe?
I do.
You went with the wrong product. Geraldine?
Yeah, I was against the product from the start. I wanted to do something like...
Geraldine wanted to do a building.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pity you didn't get it right in the first place then, isn't it? And who's responsible for that? The product did let you down in some way. But there's more to it than that. Much more to it. And it's the 4 people sitting there in front of me that have to take responsibility for all of it. So who are you going to bring back into my boardroom?
You'll have to bring back Ruth and Geraldine.
Ruth and Geraldine. You've got friends in high places. That's all I can say to you. Consider yourself lucky. Off you go. I want you to go outside, because when you come back, one of you will be fired. Off you go. It's just so irritating and frustrating to hear some of the stuff they're giving me, isn't it?
Very disappointing.
It's not nice to be in this situation, you know, and I feel like, we worked very hard, like,
Okay, we'll bring them in.
Jane, would you have the guard come in, please?
Yes, Bill. You can go in now.
Well, I just want to say again that I'm very disappointed. You have let yourself down, you know that. And it surprises me when I look at the talent that's there. Ruth, you had a great academic achievement, a master's degree in marketing, international experience with one of the biggest companies in the world. Aoiffe, you're with one of Ireland's best-known companies at the marketing level, controlling all that. And Geraldine, you've been in your own business for a long time, very successful. Aoiffe, you're the project manager. Tell me why I shouldn't fire you.
The major flaw here is with the product itself, and both Ruth and Geraldine were responsible for that end of things. I'm not shying away from all responsibility myself.
Don't be double-phrasing this. You are. You've just said they're responsible.
Well, they're certainly. It was there. They were on the team for the prototype design. There was a number of things that haven't been brought up until this point about the product. They didn't communicate effectively to the designer that the base was to be in a high-gloss black. Also, the markings that you see on the...
Aoiffe, can I just interrupt here?
Sure.
I asked you, why shouldn't I fire you? And you're giving me reasons why I might fire some other people. You're the project manager. Okay. The buck stops with you.
Of course. Well, that's definitely true, but I still feel that, I gave a lot to this task. I wanted to listen to everybody and include bits from everybody's ideas into the actual...
Bits from everyone's ideas. You know what that means? A camel is a horse designed by a committee. You've got to get one good idea and everyone behind it, and that's it.
I didn't base my decision to bring Geraldine and Ruth in here solely on the actual product and the flaws that came back in it. There are other reasons. For Geraldine, her pitch was very poor, I felt, and just not up to the standard we should be at week 8.
But did you not know that before she went into bat on that?
It was an oversight. I just felt that Geraldine would be strong enough. I believed she'd be well able
Well, in
for
defence of my pitch wasn't great. It wasn't horrendous, but I can only go up from here. It was the first pitch I ever done, and I guarantee you my next one will be a lot better.
There's a little phrase after that, Geraldine. Do you know what it is?
If I'm still here, but either way, if I do a presentation, I've learned from this one.
Do you know what one of your retailers said it's like?
A measuring jug.
It's like the jug in the Mammy's kitchen.
Look, Bill, we got the prototype done.
The base was the wrong colour. The lines were the wrong colour. The lines are on the wrong side. They're for a left-hander.
We were told this wouldn't be brought up in the boardroom. As soon as she got in here, she started singing like a canary. That shows me she has no backbone and no loyalty. She told us that
No, I told you.
She told us this would... We were told this wouldn't be brought up in the board. We were told by...
needs to be brought up. Like,
Listen,
it's a serious fact. Like, there was mistakes made.
I didn't like the design from the beginning, and I made that very clear. I wanted to be more innovative. I wanted to do some sort of Irish landmark, like a building. I asked everybody twice, are they 100% sure this is the design that they want? Because I knew it was on my head had I taken it and changed it.
But that was the cone in the bowl.
That was the cone in the box.
But look at this.
It's a cone in a box, Bill. No matter how you look at this, Bill, it's still a two-piece unit with a narrow bottom, and that's what they hated. But that's what I totally disagreed with. I didn't want that from the start.
Geraldine, you're saying you're completely opposed to this, and you made that known.
I didn't like the design from the start. No, I didn't like
Not
it.
liking
It
it
wasn't.
and opposing it are two different things.
I didn't think it was
You
innovative.
obviously didn't push it enough, correct?
I didn't think. No, actually, Bill, I went around everybody and I said, "Are you sure you don't want to go more innovative?" Aoiffe
But you've
said
got to
no.
challenge these things.
I did challenge when I went down to
Well,
the
didn't
wire.
get very
I was
far.
the last one off the boat.
Didn't
I
get very
waited
far.
until.
You're easily batted away, so.
No, I didn't. I stood up
Well,
on
there's-
this one.
there's-
I stood up on
there's
this.
the proof of
yeah,
all
it was
that.
the three of them against me, and I wasn't the PM.
So why shouldn't I fire you?
Because I did stick to my guns. I didn't want a product like this, and I said I wanted something more
You
innovative.
and Ruth
You
are still
shouldn't
the
fire
two
me.
people who brought this back to the table. This is what you
We were-
brought back.
no.
This is your
We brought back
contribution.
exactly what we were sent out to bring back. If you look at the product on the box and you look at the product on the table, the only difference is the edges are curved. We had to curve them to fit the amount of fluid into the vessel. That's all I did different to the drawing that I was sent out to change. This is a prototype. Colour can be added in at any time. We did exactly the same shape
The
that we were sent
prototype
out to.
is all you were to design and make it as attractive as possible to the retailers. This is the product that you're offering to sell to them. So, Ruth, with all your experience, why shouldn't I fire you?
The first reason that you shouldn't fire me, Bill, I think, is that I would bring a lot of experience to your organisation.
It's been no use to me. Absolutely no use. We're back to the same thing again. The numbers are all wrong. This is the second time you've done this. How can you call yourself business people if you don't understand that? I've asked you why shouldn't I fire you?
Yeah.
And you're telling me because of your abilities, because of your skills, that I'm not seeing. I'm still disappointed with the lack of determination. You were not interested in winning this. Because if you were, you could have won it. Because you have the talent. But what I'm faced with now is a decision on which two of you are going to go forward. Ruth, you're the one with the academic achievements, master's degree in marketing, and that's what this was all about. And it was fatally flawed. Geraldine, you didn't contribute a lot. And this shows it. Nothing to appeal to anyone in terms of buying it. Aoiffe, you're the person who has to take responsibility for what happens in the task. You put yourself forward for project manager, you're responsible. And in essence, when you look at the number of mistakes, it didn't help in any way in getting this product across the line. Do you understand me?
Yes.
And I have to say you let me down. And on this occasion, Ruth, you don't have the people skills that's needed to make things happen. You didn't get your message across to the designer. Positive communication is one of the things that I need more than anything else. And probably more importantly is, to me, the mathematics of what we're doing. Everything we're doing is about selling something to somebody and trying to make a profit out of it. And it's very difficult in these times. You had that responsibility, and I think you let the team down very badly. So on that basis, Ruth, you're fired. I don't know what to say to you two. Geraldine, you've got to speak up and challenge people in a way that gets you what you need to get. No point having rows. You've got to make things happen. Aoiffe, you have the experience, should have the experience, to have got this over the line, and you didn't. I don't want to hear you blaming people again. I want to see you doing more of what you're good at, and that's supporting people and getting the right result. Do you understand me?
Yes, Bill.
Do you understand me?
Yeah, Bill.
Off you go.
Thank you. Thanks.
No, I'm fine. Best of luck to you too.
Mind yourself.
I think in the greater scheme of things, I think I was a little bit unfortunate to get fired in this situation. However, I'm a firm believer of if something is right for you, it's right for you. It is Bill's decision who he fires and who he hires, and he needs to find the right person to fill that role, and I obviously wasn't the right person for him.
Another boardroom survival.
Nah, this task was a bit of a mess, and I didn't make the biggest mess of the mess makers. I mean, man, Ruth...
Who made the mess of the mess?
Ruth was the messiest mess.
Worry who's left in there then now.
Aoiffe could go, because, I mean, we did a sloppy work all around. Bill is a soft spot for Ger.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Geraldine went.
Was he picking on anyone in particular?
He gave every one of us a good going over. And then at the end, he was going to you as if he was going to fire me. Yeah. And then he came to me and he was, you should have known this and this, this and this. And I was like, yeah, that's it now. And then he just goes, but Ruth, you're fired. I was like, where did that come
What was
out?
the line? Did they have a line? Did they have an actual line? Like,
He was the people person.
Because he's not a people person.
Yeah.
With 8 fired and 6 remaining, the search for Bill Cullen's apprentice continues. Next week on The Apprentice.
This task will separate the real contenders.
Well, it's like it's pulling your nostrils wider apart.
You know, people are going to be coming back for this time and time again.
Get out of here before she changes her mind.
It's not working, Stephen, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no more hiding. Remember that. You're fired.